Okay, so once I created a supplier and I created the department and all the stock that's in the department, I can now go to my goods receiving GRV. I click on that one. I want to create a new GRV, so I click on GRV and I will now search for my supplier. I double click on the line that I want to use. In here I need to put in their invoice number. You will be able to find that on their invoice. And if I now click on search supplier stock, it will show me there's no stock in there because we haven't received anything from this supplier yet. But after a few months, ODYSSEY will build a record here of everything that you have bought from them in the past. But to start with, just click there on search all products. So now there's a few different ways of doing this. You can search for your item here, or if I know this is all in the same department, I simply click there on cool drinks, choose the cool drinks you want, or I can just say select all, or I can just click the ones that I want and we say accept. So on this following screen you will click here on the received column. How many of this cool drink did I get in? And first you put in your quantities. You can do it line for line or just go from up to down. And then here by excluding cost, put in the cost price per item. So if this was a can of Coke and we're receiving 20, what is the price of one can of Coke? Put it in here. If I scroll a little bit to the right, I can also change my selling prices here in this column. The moment I change the selling price, it will immediately save it as your new selling price as well. Make sure that your receiving quantity times your cost price tallies up to whatever you paid for the item. At the bottom of the slip, this should be exactly the same as what your slip total is. Once I've done entering all my new cost prices, if the cost price did not change, just leave it as it is. Make sure your quantities are right, and when you're done, we're just going to click there on process GRV. Are you sure? Yes. And the moment we click yes there, it is now in our system. So if you now go to suppliers, you will also be able to see here, if I search my supplier I've just done a GRV on, you will see there is now a total that matches the GRV that you've just done. So if I go to activities, you will see that you've done a GRV on the specific date. If you ever want to reprint the GRV, just click on that little button there and it will open up and you'll be able to see what you GRV'd on a specific date. If we now want to tell the system that we have made a payment and we've paid that 3,100, we're just going to go to suppliers, payments, and we choose the supplier again. And how did we pay? We paid direct deposit or EFT. There you can put in a reason, whatever reason you want. If you want to backdate a transaction and say I made the payment on the 25th, and then what was the amount? 3176.28, and we just say process. So if you now go to your supplier again, and we go there to activities, you will see that based on the payment we put through, we're not owing them any more money. Under the activities, you will see there's an extra one now for payments, and that was our GRV. And at any time you can open your payments and it will PDF and it will show you the payment that you've just done.